Colleen is just so knowledgeable, has the biggest heart, a great horsewoman. When Colleen has a vision for something, she's not afraid to dig down in the trenches and make that vision come into fruition.
When I look back at my time working for the horse world, it actually started in Minnesota when my mom and dad were doing the Minnesota Hunter and Jumper Association. So I got some experience at a very young age learning how to build and develop an organization to grow and market the horse showing and the interest in our discipline. I remember exactly when Beth Miner called me and said, I would love for you to be a part of this group that is going to put together the United States Hunter and Jumper Association. And so I was always surrounded by amazing people from day one. And that to me has made a big difference in any success I might have had.
She's just a wealth of knowledge. Colleen has no ego. I am so blessed to have her as one of my best friends. I mean, I feel Colleen has enriched my life so much just knowing her and having her as a friend. I was lucky enough to have her as my co-chair on the Derby and Green Incentive program for USHJA for 14 years, and I couldn't have done it without Colleen.
I'm always like wanting to be outside the box and think more and figure out how it can be better or easier. And so I guess that's part of why I enjoyed so much working for all the groups I work with in the USHJA.
I think one of the cool things about Colleen is that not only has she been innovative in the hunter jumper industry, but she brings forth all of her experience being innovative in the reiners too. So, you know, we kind of take for granted now that we have green incentive and international derbies and performance hunters, and these were things that Colleen brought to us and that she helped develop.
Colleen kind of took the bull by the horns, and a lot of professionals pitched in money to get the green incentive started for the USHJA.
So I was already working on the board and working with a lot of the hunter people, working with the International Hunter Derby and I still had pre-green horses in the field. And I recognize as a tiny trainer, breeder, that it was very difficult to raise and train and develop young hunters in this country because we didn't get any prize money for one thing, and the cost of showing keeps rising as with the cost of living. And so I remember talking to Billy about it, and I said, Billy, I'm going to start this in Texas to try to be a pilot program for a national program. And that's really how we got it kicked off.
You know, the vision of having, you know, steps to work your way to develop our international derby horses. Colleen and I spent just hours and hours on that. And then, you know, because of her reining knowledge of them in the reining world, riding in tiers, you know, she talked about trying to bring the tier system in. So we brought the tier system in first into the International Derby program.
Every step along the way, Colleen's been innovative in growing the sport, growing the hunter discipline, getting us to look at things in different ways, thinking about how owners and producers and riders and trainers all kind of can work together to make more horses, better horses, more prize money, more value to the industry, more value to the animals, more value for the participants.
Trainers have to produce, but we always need to remember we've got to give back to the owners, and Colleen is a big advocate about putting big splashes in when something wins, putting that out to the press for the owners.
Now people are actually buying horses with the idea of their end goal being the International Derby. The pre-green horses are showing extreme quality, great movement, and a lot of scope. And then the 3.6 and the 3.9 are showing more numbers, which proves to me that they're developing to be International Derby horses. Some of them actually showed in the International Derby Championships this year. And when you have the history that you can go back and study, that's when you really know that your vision is working.
I think the number one thing that she brought to us was a new way to look at the judging system. For the green incentive especially, Colleen really pushed the boundaries in getting us to judge the individual performance round on its merit as opposed to comparative judging, which is what we do and what we're trained to do 99% of the time.
I think anybody that knows Colleen, especially in our sport, I think everybody feels very honored to be a friend of hers and to be able to share some of the knowledge that she teaches all of us.
When I got the phone call about the Visionary Award, the Bill Moroney Visionary Award, I was extremely surprised. I'm very humbled, and I am really excited in a lot of ways because I got to work with Bill Moroney for a lot of years. So it's really quite an honor, but there were so many people right with me that made anything that I did go well. I mean, I have to share all of it with the people that I surround myself with, that I was lucky enough to work with over the years to make things happen.
Everything that she envisioned for us has come to fruition, and she has fundamentally changed our sport, and I think that we're all should be grateful for her and her guidance as well as her vision.